I'm back, and I'm excited because my gravel is showing. I can see my gravel. That's exciting. That means spring is in the air. Even though snow is in the forecast, spring is in the air. So I know that the footage so far, the videos that have come up, are a little fragmented. The storylines don't flow real well, and it's because I have a whole bunch of footage that I shot, not knowing if we do anything with it. And now we've decided to do something with it. I'm trying to put those stories together, create kind of that backstory of how we got here, and once all that's out, then we'll start with daily life and activities and the craziness that's going to be coming on real quick. Spring is in the air. Things are going to get nuts. So this week we're talking about ice damming. That was Rebecca called me. I was on the plane. I landed, turned my phone on, and she said, there's water coming in the house. Well, that can't be good. So I'm going to talk about ice damming, how it relates to the energy assessment we just had done, how it relates to the reason we had to put a new roof on the house, just a lot of those things, the footage that's on its way. I think we're smoking some salmon. I don't know, a few other things. So here's this week's video. I hope you enjoy. We just moved to Alaska, and I'm trying to figure this stuff out. I've been shoveling all day. We have what's called a hot roof, and that makes what's called ice damming. And so I've looked online, and I see pictures, and I hear methods and ways that might fix it, and I try different things, and I just thought I'd show you what I'm seeing. So I'm gonna flip this around. All right, so you can see my roof there that's not been shoveled off. You see there's no icicles. Inside that roof has an attic that's insulated. This roof here has vaulted ceilings with probably poor insulation. So it was accumulating icicles. You can see just the little bit right there that are broken off, but all along this ridge line right here, all the way down and up and over on the other side, and I'll show you up close what that looks like. You can see how the gutters fill up with ice, and then it just builds up from there. And you see that it gets flat. If you look at the pitch of the roof, how it drops down and then it flattens out. In my failure to explain ice damming clearly, after watching the footage shot on my phone, which is miserable, I realized that this may be the last chance I have to explain it in quite some time. And what you'll see is that we've put a new roof on, and that'll be a whole nother series of videos I'll try and get together. But these all link together: the energy assessment, the ice damming, the new roof. They're all part of the same thing. I need to put some more insulation in. It's all linked together. That's kind of why I'm showing boring energy assessment videos. But what you see here is the ice chunks on the roof. This is not snow, this is ice that's built up. Now the weather's warming up, it's starting to drip off, but this particular is in the valley. So what happens is that the heat, as we had the energy assessment, you could see where the air was coming into the house. Those same areas that leak also allow heat to leave the house. When that leaves, the snow lands on your roof. The snow is 32 degrees. It's kind of a mixed bag whether you want to take it off or not, because it's 32 degrees. If the outside air is minus 20, you got a 52 degree difference between the air outside and your roof. So the snow kind of acts like insulation. But as the heat escapes your home, it heats up that snow and it melts the bottom layer of it, which turns to water, and it runs down the roof. So it's up at the top and it runs down the roof. And when it gets to the eaves, here, where you've got 3 foot, there's no heat coming out of your house here. This is all going to be cold. And so 3 feet up the roof line is cold, and that water starts to freeze again. Okay, so I know how this works. I'm supposed to say, hey, let's check in on Rebecca and see what she's up to. And then this is checking in on Rebecca. The light is red. So when the light's red, it means she's in a meeting, and don't pester her. Sometimes I go by her office and the light is red and she's not in a meeting. So I think she just turns that on to keep me from bothering her. As you'll see in the footage, it starts to freeze in the gutter. That's the first place that it really starts to freeze, but you'll see now that it's this eave that causes the, look at this, see, what a hillbilly. This eave is what causes that ice to build up 3 feet back. And that ice will, as you'll see in this area right here in the other footage, it starts to flatten out and it raises up. Well, now imagine that water that the heat is leaving your home, and it's coming down and it hits that wall of ice. And now it starts to pool up because it's got a nice heat source underneath it. And that keeps it from freezing. So it's just water. It makes a little lake right there. And that creeps up underneath your shingles, your comp shingles that are designed to have the water run downhill. Now the water's pooling up underneath that and comes down inside your exterior walls. And so then your wife calls you and goes, there's water coming in the walls. So when you're shopping for a house in Alaska, you're looking for what's called a hot roof. And that's where the vaulted ceilings, like you see in our home, where we did the energy assessment, all these are tied together. The benefit, of course, of a metal roof is that the water cannot go up underneath your shingles. It just simply plugs up and runs down. What I did notice also is that the metal roof, the ridges of the metal roof, I think that the air in them keeps it from building up, and it creates a channel there for the water to run down with each rib. So that's our plan, is give you a little thing about ice damming. It's something I never experienced in Idaho. I didn't experience in California. It's just something new to us, and we're trying to share what we're learning. We're gonna smoke some salmon, and there's a recipe. The recipe is 1 quart of water, 2 cups of brown sugar, 1/4 cup of non-iodized salt. Soak the fish for 12 hours, dry it on the rack before smoking for 12 hours, and then you smoke it and you season it. I don't want hot water. Hot water might cook the fish a little bit. So there's 1 quart. Just use a food grade bucket. 4 cups of dark brown sugar. And I don't think it's rocket science, so if I go over, or if I don't pack the brown sugar in the cup properly according to all 4H rules, and if Rebecca's not here to tell me I'm doing it wrong, I'll be alright. There's 1. There's 2. Yeah, that's pretty close. Non-iodized salt, 1/4 cup, so I need a 1/2 cup of that. There's a 1/2 cup. Why does iodized make a difference? Non-iodized. Put a comment in the box below if you know why it makes a difference, because I don't know the answer.
Hey.
Alright, so we're just going to put the lid on and we'll shake it around a little bit and slide it underneath the book. Ooh, the sun's shining. I'm going to put it right in the sun, see if I can melt some of that fish block. So here we go. Just slosh it around a little. And we'll put it right here in the sunshine. Let it ride.
Spring is here!
Huh?
Spring is here!
Yeah, fall spring. Watch out for the fall spring. But this is going to be the last snow.
What? I doubt it. Even the birds are confused.
Just let those dry until they're tacky to the touch, like they kind of stick to your finger a little bit. And then once they get to that consistency, then we'll season them up, put a little maple syrup on them, and throw them in the smoker. If you don't have a refrigerator or space to do that, you can just set them out on a rack like we've got here and put a fan blowing across them, and that kind of helps to dry them out faster. But that's what you're looking for, is a little bit sticky. This is the smoker we built. This is just a one of these Home Depot racks. If I were going to make this hot, I wouldn't have used that because you'd worry about outgassing and stuff from the powder coating. But this is a cold smoker, so it's just one of those racks, and we built like a doghouse around it, you know, just the roof. And we just use smoker tubes. You can find these things like on Amazon. Make sure it's cool, because the last time I went to put more pellets in the smoke tube, it wasn't cooled off yet, and I burnt the crap out of my finger and gave myself this really cool tattoo on my hand. So you just fill this thing up with pellets, and then you get it lit and let the fire go for a bit, and then you blow it out and let it just smoke.
Now 31 packs of smoked salmon, which we're probably going to send out as gifts to some friends down in the lower 48. It'll be a surprise. They don't know it's coming.
We are rolling.
You said action.
Yeah,
Okay.
action.
Okay, so I bought a entryway bench for here because people need a place to take boots off, right? And instead of a folding chair. So the problem is that we don't have very good furniture store selection up here, and so there are some companies that don't deliver to Alaska. I don't know if I'm supposed to mention company names. Am I supposed to?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so Wayfair is one of them. Wayfair, I think, has pretty good furniture, but Wayfair doesn't deliver to Alaska. They have free shipping, not to Alaska. Wayfair, if you're listening, you need to fix that. Anyway, So there are some workarounds for shipping to Alaska. There's a company that we have started using. We're just trying it out today for the first time. It's called Kenai Freight, I believe it's called. And they have a shipping warehouse in Washington, state of Washington, where you ship your goods there. They put them on a barge, you pay by the weight, and then they ship it up here, and you go to Kenai and you pick it up at their local warehouse. And so we are gonna give it a try. I ordered my first Wayfair order for our entryway bench, and we are gonna go drive to Kenai, pick up our order, and see how it goes. So let's see how it goes. We're here.
Let's see how this works.
Okay, well, we have a code for the door that we can go in 24/7, but I'm pretty sure they're open right now, so we're gonna give it a try.
Looks slick out here. There we are, Kenai Freight Forward. I guess just punch in your code. There's the camera right there. It's our first time doing Kenai Freight Forward. And you just come in, and you better make sure you take the box that belongs to you.
Yep, you're supposed to just put your box.
There's cameras, plenty of security, that's good.
Nope. Not right here. Oh, here we go, right here.
There it is. That's us.
That's us.
All right, you be the camera person.
That's a smaller box than I thought. It must go together in pieces. All right. So we go ahead. We got our package home from Kenai Freight, and this is our first Wayfair purchase here in Alaska. So it made it. It's not the entry bench that I thought I was receiving. So I've ordered a couple things so far from Wayfair. This is actually a dresser that I ordered. Not really sure on the quality because this actually has like fabric drawers that pull out, and that's not actually what I was expecting. So we're gonna have to put it together, figure out what it looks like. We're not gonna send it back because we have to pay to ship things back. So if we don't like it, we'll probably end up selling it here locally. But I mean, it made it here, so the shipping worked with our new Kenai Freight shipping system to, ship through Wayfair.